in the town on the hill where the apples grow. Church bells ring every hour or so.
And Clive Charles
I took a little walk
will be coming on.
just to see the ships coming in.
Clive's legacy is soccer in Portland and soccer in the US.
There is no thought of Soccer City, USA without Clive.
Clive's legacy is amazing for what he's done and built in this area, and what he did with soccer in this city was amazing.
Clive's legacy is connection and relationships. That could be on the pitch, that could be in daily life. Because of his connections, because of his relationships with people, that's why his legacy lives on.
He instilled so much in all of us. We try and take that and further it every single day. And he instilled that in everybody that he was around. It didn't matter who it was. Clive's legacy is people.
Everlasting. Yeah. He won't die with us, that's for sure.
Tiff came to Portland when it was not cool to be at Portland, and the reason we won this today is because of her. Thank you very much for this. It's a great honour and I appreciate it.
Clive was a very good soccer player and a very great human being.
When you think of him, for me, when I think of him as a coach, he was simple but exceptionally detailed. He was humorous but very serious. He had such an incredible ability to be able to connect with all players, whether it was on the field or personally.
The player that played every minute and the player that barely ever played still had the same relationship with Clive. Everybody was the individual first. Everybody was what's best for this person. It's the honesty, it's the respect. This is about where you are at your point as a student athlete, helping the team and the university be successful, but it's still about you as the student athlete first.
He always had a quip. It was fast to throw anything back at you, you know, a joke and a smile, but he never took himself seriously. He took the sport seriously as a player and as a coach, but as a person, he was able to laugh at himself and draw other people into it. So he set a wonderful atmosphere.
He was always fun to be around. He was a happy, positive person all the time.
I have to laugh because he brings a laugh to people. It brings a smile to your face. It tells you sort of the humour and the joy that he brought to people's life.
And West Ham substitute Clive Charles getting changed there.
Charles takes the kick. And
Clive was a fantastic player. I mean, I think that he played most of his time, he played as a left defender, a left back. He was kind of a little bit, in some ways, ahead of his time. A lot of defenders in those days were very physical, and Clive was more technical.
Lampard played nicely there for Charles. Turned on again nicely there for Lampard and a good cross back in.
Great teammate, always talking, always chirping, organising, tuck in, push out, get to the ball, goal side, whatever it was, just these short things.
Maybe we were jealous because he could just run and run and run, you know, so that meant he was able to get up and down the park, attack, defend, and as I said, he had a very, very good left foot, so he was very technical and very cerebral in his game.
Keller chose him in his NASL All-Star team one time as the starting left back. Says something about his quality in that league at that time.
You know, Clive had a vision. He said we were going to get a stadium, which we did, and we were going to win a national championship.
When you think about a visionary, you usually think about, you know, the guys that start Apple and the guys that start, you know, all the big companies. But Clive was, in the sport, Clive was a visionary.
The way he built that program, and he brought quality players in, and getting Harry Mello involved and creating the stadium and all the things that he did to create the men's and the women's program was just, it just shows you the quality of the coach that he was.
Yeah, I mean, it was a top-class program, and the players that Clive had developed, I mean, your Tiffany Moberts, Michelle French, Shannon McMillans. I mean, myself growing up, those are the players I idolized.
They came to UP because of Clive, and they came to Clive because two things: his ability as a coach, but also his interest in them as a human being.
The players had a great relationship with him. When there was work to be done, it was serious, but there was always that chance of a lighthearted moment or two during the practice session.
He just allowed you to play as a coach and be free and really find ways to bring out the best in you, where you were able to enjoy every time you stepped on the field instead of feeling this nervousness. It was all about being the best that you could be as a player for yourself and for your teammates, and that was going to lead to team success.
Yes, the wins, the losses, the formations, the tactics, all these things do matter, but not at the expense of people.
He would put his care over individual players, over the success of the team.
He always had the kids at heart, the players. So every decision he made, he had the players at heart. Clive never lost view of that vantage point. And about the players, it wasn't always the results. It was about them as, whole human beings.
He knew what he was doing on the pitch, obviously, and just like a genius. But the thing I remember is how he was able to connect with all his players.
I can't think of another person that has had such an impact on a specific community than Clive has.
What he did with soccer, with building the University of Portland program up, and then being involved in other aspects of, getting to the US national team and doing other things as well, was just amazing.
I think all these guys out here now, all these women out here now should be thankful for him. He helped to lay the foundations for all this here.
I just know what I've been blessed to be a part of, and his footprint is everywhere here.
Everybody was touched by him in some way, whether it was in our ODP system, when we were youth players, whether it was the national team systems, whether it was in the college systems. All of us were around him in some fashion or another. And so his impact on us, and then how we've carried ourselves furthering the game, in our time, it just keeps living on.
He did things the right way, and I think people really appreciated that. And Portland is what it is in terms of the soccer community, a big part because of Clive.
When they had the memorial service there at UP, there's 1,000 people in the hall. I'm up on the second tier somewhere, and I'm looking down, and I said to my wife Linda, I said, every one of those people have a story about Clive. And if you put them in 1,000 separate rooms and ask them to summarise it in 2 or 3 minutes, it would all be the same. Genuine, integrity, love these players, great coach, fun to be around, all the same stuff.
Not only was he coaching the men's team, coaching the women's team, doing stuff with the national team, then starting FC Portland and doing it on the youth side, and to bring, all that full circle for everybody was why we're sitting here today, is why, Portland has been, such a great, soccer town for 30, 40, 50 years.
All of us that were able to know him and be coached by him and be mentored by him, we carry a piece of him with us. He may be gone, but his impact will be here forever.